The entire team at the Emsolation podcast acknowledges the traditional custodians and cultures of the lands and seas on which we live and work. We pay our respects to all First Nations peoples, elders and ancestors. We acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded and stand in solidarity towards a shared future. I personally want to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I record this podcast every week, the Wurundjeri people. I recognise their continued connection to the land and waters of this beautiful place I call home. Always was, always will be.
Russiano.
I can do it as long as I'm not tired. Oh my God, I've just become my father.
And Michael Lucas.
It's either torture or my personal vision of heaven.
This is Emsolation.
It explains your decorating style. Because you've just constantly felt like more.
More
We need more. More is needed. Leopard print. Where is it? Neon. Fluorescent colours. Add a vintage Barbie. Quick.
You're in Emsolation.
Well, hello there and welcome to Emsolation. My name is Em Rossiano. I'm a writer, a singer, a stand-up comedian, a maximalist power queen, a neurodivergent magic brain, a podcaster, and together with my best friend since I was 11, screenwriter, Logie Award winner, actor award winner, Mr. Michael Lucas, I bring you this podcast that you are listening to right now. Welcome. Hello. Thanks for being here. How are you? I am well. I'm sprightly. I'm here. I've had my iron supplement. I am loving how much you're all learning from Tuesday's edition of Free Time Tuesday. We, of course, all went to the gynecologist together. If you haven't caught up on that, please do. We had Dr. Cara Thompson on. I realised over the weekend, after discussing with many of you online, that there's a bit of mystery around the vulva. Just in general, how to clean her, what she's called, what she should smell like, how she should be cared for. It just seems like a lot of people who have a vulva still feel weird about centering the vulva and looking after the vulva. But also I think an important episode to get the men folk to listen to. I think that we all know about dicks and penises and we're all across all of that, right? Like the penis is the universal, we get it, we understand it. There's no mystery surrounding the wang. But it just feels like the vulva still has this weird kind of cloak and shroud of, oh, do you want to talk about it because it's awkward? And you know, it's not. It's really not. It's just not. So please go back and listen. And I again want to thank Dr. Cara. She was incredible. She was enlightening. And she was straight to the point. She was blunt. A few people got their knickers in a knot over her saying, oh, periods are not important. You don't have to have them if you don't want them. And then I had a few people trying to go me about that. And I'm like, no, dude. Saying that you hate getting your period is totally fine. And if I ever met a person who gets their period and said, God, I love it. Oh, let the blood run free, please, flow. God, the cramps, yes. The PMT, yes, I love it, bring it all. I would probably have to pull her ponytail or slap their face, whomever it is. It's okay to say you hate getting your period. It's okay. I don't know why it's like when people complain about being pregnant. It's okay to complain about being pregnant also. It's also okay to complain about being a parent. It's also okay to complain about being a wife or a husband or a partner. It's so weird that it makes other people uncomfortable when you voice that stuff, the real stuff about things apparently we're all meant to just be tra-la-la-ing about. I am definitely going to stop getting my period. Like, this is happening. I'm going to get that thing put in, all the things, the implants, bring it on, because I hate getting my period because, as previously discussed, I am a bleeder. And also, it comes whenever it damn well pleases. Because I'm 43, it's starting to start. It's like I'm 12, 13 again. So, yeah, I hate getting my period, and I'll proudly say that. Imagine if you've just come in there. This week on the pod, we talk about Italy's first female prime minister. Yay! Except she's a fascist. Giorgia Meloni is currently holding enough majority to be crowned PM, and she is a frightening prospect, let me tell you right now. Rihanna's been announced as the halftime act at the Super Bowl. As you can imagine, Michael and I are frothing. We talk about Bill Shorten possibly including ADHD in the NDIS, and he name-checked my speech, which was nice. And we also cover off House of Dragon, the Game of Thrones spin-off. Michael and I have been watching it and loving it. That is what you are about to hear. Marcella's at work. She's not in today, but that's all right. You know, you can deal with it just being Michael and I. It's a bit more profesh because we did it on a Wednesday, and I use the word profesh lightly. All right, gang, enjoy, and don't forget to be, like, following us on Spotify and all that. Do all the things. Do all the things, my lovely insulators. All right, play the music.
M. Luciano and Michael Lucas. This is Emsolation.
Michael Lucas.
That was very Oprah Winfrey of you.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Except it was actually more musical. She would just say, Michael! No.
How would she have done it?
Well, she did Elton John!
That's it. She would hold that. It would have been Michael Lucas.
That's exactly it.
She likes to hold the second name
Yeah.
in a strong vibrato. What are you doing, Ben Wasley?
And then occasionally do a, she will do that occasionally.
Ben's just crawled in our EP on his knees to get a chord. Sorry. Are you right, darling? Yes. Okay, I'm not going to make an on your knees joke. It's fine.
I think you just did.
No, never. Would not, ever.
Hi, gay.
Welcome. It's a Wednesday. We're sprightly. We're early. We're here. No Marcella because she's working.
So up to date.
Yeah.
How bummed would we be if there's incredible breaking news in the next 3 hours? Because we've got so close to the end. There won't be.
Sit forward, please, on your mic.
Oh.
Hey,
close at it.
there's
Anyway.
a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about. We'll start off with the news that excited us the most. The Superbowl halftime show act has been announced. And you just
Yes.
sent it to me very quickly.
Very quickly.
You broke the news to me.
Well, it's been a long time coming, this one.
Hasn't it just?
There's been two performers that have been very clearly on the Super Bowl wish list. They would be Ms. Taylor Swift and Rihanna, and I'm suddenly realising I don't know her actual full name.
Rihanna?
Yeah.
Oh, I do, and now it's made me leave my mind. I'll look it up. I'm looking it up right now. Zeke will put it in. Rihanna, full name. Because her first name isn't Rihanna, I know that. Robin Rihanna Fenty. Oh my God, we forgot
How?
Fenty.
Hang our heads in
We
shame.
are so pop culture. Oh my goodness, we forgot like Fenty, which is, oh my goodness, the makeup brand, the lingerie. Rihanna has been announced, and a lot of Swifties. I mean, we feel for you. They did think it was their time with all the new releases that Taylor.
But hasn't she been offered?
I
Taylor?
don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. The last time I was told by our EP, the last time Rihanna was meant to perform, she didn't.
She didn't, and wasn't that partially in the whole taking a knee, Colin Kaepernick, solidarity?
Yes, Black Lives Matter movement. And guess who slid in that year? Maroon 5.
That feels right. That feels really right.
Doesn't it? And in the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks, the amount of press that Adam
Yeah.
Levine's been getting, and Rihanna's come back out and gone, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. Didn't they also hire Jay-Z to sort of take over the production of the halftime show?
Yeah.
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 So they were trying to build some bridges.
Sort of.
But Rihanna's a pretty great bridge to have built.
And it'll be, I'm so intrigued. It's a risky move for Rihanna.
Do you think?
I do. Because she's at this unattainable deity, can do no wrong, billionaire-esque status right now. She's mysterious.
Yeah.
She's just had a baby.
When's the last time she released some music?
Oh, 2017 or years and years and years
She's
ago.
beyond that now.
So far ago, I can't even remember.
Yeah.
She has gone beyond that now.
Yeah.
So I've seen Rihanna live.
Yeah. Well, look, so have I.
Yes.
Look, the good thing about it is...
I wait.
Look,
Look.
I've seen Rihanna
on.
live. We've
Yep.
also seen Beyonce live.
Yep. Yep.
Brianna certainly has some bangers. Like, she does. You cannot fault that music catalogue. Banger after banger after banger.
Agreed.
I think she was stoned when she performed for me,
Oh,
and that was
you
for
think?
me. I'm like that make it sound like it's a private performance.
She was definitely stoned. Not even. There was no doubt in my mind she was stoned. I feel like she said it a couple
I
of times.
respected it.
I didn't.
No.
Because I just think if you're coming out on stage to perform said bangers, she did feel like the only girl in the world, truly. Because I just think, come on, mate. But look, She's a new mother. Maybe she's gone off the reefer for a bit.
Maybe.
And she's come out of her haze and she's like, God damn it, I need to get back on the stage. Maybe.
I just remember her standing atop a car on stage and she was singing Rude Boy with a couple of... your response was sort of like, she's like, come on, Rude Boy, come on. You're like, well, if you wake up a little, then maybe... No. She was very charismatic and the songs are great. And
Oh, wow. Here we go.
I'm being political. Well, I think you would not take on the Super Bowl unless you were prepared to put in. But also, has she had the baby? No.
She's had the baby.
Okay.
She's had the baby.
If she's not filming this for some sort of Netflix doco.
100, the first thing I thought, the cameras better have been rolling this entire
100%.
time. But I just feel like she's not I wouldn't call her a dancer per se either.
Would you even call her a strong mover?
No. No, I would say she
can strike a pose.
She's fierce. I'm just wondering, I feel like it just needs to be a Savage by Fenty show. Like they just need to just put the lingerie show on for the Super Bowl and I think everyone would be happy. Because you can have guesties, you can have all your mates come in. So I feel like she might even maybe Taylor will be invited in. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe there'll be, I just think Rihanna's going to have a lot of collaborators come on with her and a lot of walking to the beat, you know?
I saw a joke that said that she should just do a 20-minute makeup tutorial on stage. And that would be epic.
Tonight, I'm going to be showing you my nighttime skincare routine.
It actually would be. I mean, can we go through some of the hits that we will be seeing?
Oh.
Because when I get up, she is a hit machine.
Yeah.
All right?
She's just been, wasn't Jay-Z produced her, right? And he was just feeding her banger after banger after, Pond Replay, Umbrella.
But famously, Rihanna left the record label bankrupt.
Oh.
Had no money. Started again. So when she started all of this new incarnation, she was starting from scratch pretty much.
And she's a billionaire.
Yeah, she's done well. Umbrella.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Please Don't Stop the Music, really?
Yeah.
The last album was 2016. Yeah, that's wild. The number one songs on Spotify are Love on the Brain, This Is What You Came For, Needed Me, and Don't Stop the Music. I wouldn't put those up there with the top.
No, you need...
Want you to make me feel.
Oh, look, Only Girl in the World, Diamonds is an absolute classic for me.
Bright. Yes. What else?
Weirdly, I love We Found Love.
We fell in love in a hope. That one.
We Found Love, yeah.
Yeah.
I like Rude Boy. I like S&M. I mean, there's all...
Never forget, my daughter's sitting in the backseat of the car on the way to school singing... I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. The sex in the air, I don't care. I love the smell of it. And me saying, what?
Yeah.
You like the smell of what?
Oh, there's
Thanks,
so
Rihanna.
many. I mean, there's so many.
Yeah, it's great. It'll be good.
Disturbia, I'll take that.
Yeah, all of them. They're good. Put your phone down now.
No, I'm just taking myself
It's
through.
not like we're recording a friggin' podcast live.
I feel like there's a great one that I'm
Move
just
on.
missing. Okay.
Move on.
Jella's on a hot button now.
What about 4 or 5 seconds? Would she go there?
Nah.
Oh, I know what I'm missing. Bitch better have my money.
Oh!
Heaven. Oh, Work with Drake.
Yes.
I mean, will Drake come out?
No.
Why not?
Because he's in love with her, remember?
She has not really had a single in the 2020s. That is weird.
So we're pumped. But she has to nail it. Because she's at perfection now. She's a billionaire. She's doing sustainable. She's hiring a diverse cast for it. Like, she's doing all the right things. I'm excited though, and it's a brilliant move. I mean, it's the only thing that could distract me from Beyonce's announcement of her world tour. Oh my God! I mean. The world tour is happening next year. She's announced it. Renaissance is coming. It's coming to Australia. But I feel like we need to see it in America.
Okay.
Don't you think?
I'm up for it.
I don't know. I just worry that the Australian audience will let Beyonce down a bit.
I'm
because
just
it will
so
be a lot of people
intrigued.
like us, middle-aged.
Yeah. I need every song on that album played. Every single song.
Oh, no, it will be.
How's she going to squash in some other tracks?
She won't.
Presumably, here's some hits.
Nah, it'll be just Renaissance, I think, top to bottom. I do.
But that's only, she normally goes for like 2.5 hours, and Renaissance isn't that long.
We're not getting any visuals for this album either. None.
Mm.
It'll be the next one. Remember, she's doing 3 albums. There's 3 acts in Renaissance. So when
Yeah,
she
but-
tours, there'll be 2 more albums out.
But I'm hearing theories that the acts are not separate albums, that there might be like Act 1 was the release of the album, Act 2 is the tour, Act 3 would be the movie about the whole thing.
I think Act 2 is the visuals, Act 3 is the tour.
This is exactly what she's got us right where she wants us. Speculating.
All right, moving on. Italy is looking at having its first ever female prime minister.
Yay!
Giorgia, yay! Giorgia Meloni is the leader of the fascist Brothers of Italy party. The only good part of that statement is that there is a woman, but even then, you know what? I'm going to shock you. There are some bad women out there.
No.
I know. Yeah. So not since Mussolini 100 years ago have we seen such a right-wing selection
And what happy memories he brings.
by Italy.
Throwback Thursday.
Indeed so. And in fact, so much that Giorgia Meloni joined a socialist party when she was 11 that had been started by one of Mussolini's right-hand men.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So she's been indoctrinated quite young.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to call them fascists, the Brothers of Italy.
Right.
It's interesting that they've okayed a woman, the Brothers of Italy. 'Cause
Well,
yeah.
or is it smart? Some of the most, Margaret Thatcher, she was one of the most, effective right-wing leaders in history, and part of the power was she was a woman.
So the Brothers of Italy only garnered 4% last time there was a general election. This time they got 24%. Only 63% of Italy turned out to vote because it's non-compulsory. So the people that wanted the change went out and voted, and no one else did.
That's what I remain very happy that we are compulsory voting for all of the...
Yeah.
I mean, if you had to pick your poison, you'd pick compulsory, I think.
100%, because then you're responsible for the government that
Yeah.
is in charge, right? This is something that came out of Meloni's mouth. Yes to natural families, no to the LGBT lobby. Yes to sexual identity, no to gender ideology. Yes to the culture of life, no to the abyss of death. She is anti-immigrant, she's a nationalist, she's a racist, she's anti-abortions, and she is anti any sort of LGBTQ rights, politics.
Wow.
Yeah, and openly states it. And got in on her extreme stance on no more immigration to Italy. Like, no more illegal immigration. It's going to be much harder to get into the country. Very much. And she announces herself as a Christian woman the second she steps up to the mic. I'm a mother, I'm Christian. Yeah.
What I'm really appreciating is that you're replicating your Patrizia Reggiani performance.
Father, Son, and the House of Gucci.
And I'm just imagining a blonde version of her in it.
Yeah, you pretty much, she's only 2 years older than us. So abortions were legalised in Italy in 1978, and she is moving to make them much harder. She is, make no mistake about it, a fascist. And that is, for Italy, fucking terrifying. It really, truly is. And she's a character. And I know I'm traditionally drawn to these strong, complicated, which I'm not in any way pro Giorgia Meloni, except there is a banging dance track that has been released that's going off in Italy. Giorgia Meloni.
Giorgia, sono una donna, sono una madre, sono cristiana.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So in some way, all the gay men, which she's camp in her own way, when you see her, you'll know what I mean.
Yeah.
And the way that she speaks, and she's so theatrical and Italian and blonde, but she's awful. She's awful. But
You are traditionally fascinated by women that are hated, and conservative women are often the most hated.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Even though you object to their ideology,
Totally.
you have a strange...
there's like Peter Credlin, Melania Trump, who else? Like anyone, Margaret Thatcher. These women, I don't admire them in any way. I hate what they stand for. But there's something about...
Like, you like the glamorous ones more than... You're not a big fan of Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
No. I don't know. It's part of me. It's just that they're so staunchly themselves and their own unique character. And
Uncompromising.
I'm drawn to extremes.
Yeah.
I am. That's my brain. And when I see these women, and it's like, especially when they're Italian with a dance hit backing them, my God. When I was listening to the news yesterday and I heard her speak, and I was like, oh my God, who is this person? She's horrifying. I must know everything about her.
Marine Le Pen didn't get you, though.
No.
She wasn't. And also, because the president there is Macron is so compelling in his own right with his wife and
Oh, the wife!
I know you love them.
I love them so much. He's former English teacher.
I know.
Another
Very
one, Heartbreak High.
M. Russiano and Michael Lucas. This is Emsolation.
I was in the news yesterday.
I know. I saw a picture of Bill Shorten. Who was he talking about? What was he talking about? M. Russiano.
Was.
And her press club speech and her proposal, plea for ADHD to be added to the NDIS.
He said my press club speech was a powerful contribution to the national debate. Is it a debate, though? Is it a debate?
Well, there's a debate about whether it should be included on the NDIS. Depends what people are debating.
But it's
quite
kind of
vividly.
wild because, as I stated, 20 years ago it was added to the Disability Act. It is on there as a recognised disability. It ticks all the boxes that require to be recognised as a disability. Yet it is not on the National Disability Insurance Scheme. It just feels like this is a easy thing.
Can you clarify? Because I think when people have this knee-jerk reaction to it, and like what their depiction of it would be, someone goes, having trouble concentrating, NDIS truckloads of money arrive at their house. That is basically
exactly
how it's like.
The ableist media,
Yeah.
some factions of the ableist media, and it's not going to shock you to know it's a lot of the Murdoch press.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically saying, oh, when you need some money because you can't set an alarm.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
the reality is,
Oh, my God.
what you're campaigning for is for if you are if you're diagnosed ADHD and require services
Correct.
to help,
Yeah, it's not.
then you'll be covered for it.
It's not like turning up to the NDIS bank, which doesn't exist, and going, here's my letter that says I have ADHD. Please deposit $1 million into my bank account. I'm not the Optus hacker.
Yeah.
Oh, the Optus hacker. Put a pin in that.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most polite hacker of all time. Are you still with Optus?
No.
Okay. Have you heard what the Optus hacker's done this morning?
No, what's happened this morning?
Wait, put a pin in it. Put a pin in it. Oh, okay, we'll go on the side quest. So, obviously awful. All that information was hacked. They've now apologised and said they might have gone too far, and don't worry, I'm not going to leak your information.
Oh.
Ah!
But we don't know who it is.
Nah, if I was going to be a hacker, like that would give me away. Like it would be like, I'm going in all guns blazing. Oh, I've thought about it. I feel a bit bad.
Yeah.
Soz, guys. And the demand for $1 million was so 90s. So they wanted $1 million from Optus to not release the information. And I'm like, $1 million? What? Are you Dr. Evil?
$1 million.
I don't understand.
You would be given away by the fact you'd want to show contrition via a stripped back raw Instagram story. That's kind of like...
Or an entire musical show.
Totally. It's either completely off the cuff, instant live stream, or it's 2 years in the making, every lighting cue perfect.
I'm sorry I had you. Yeah, I was just thinking.
And it could be both, I should say.
Often is.
Yeah.
But I was just living for the apology and the sorry, but also the lame amount they asked for. Like, shoot for the stars. It's
Yeah.
Optus. They have 11 million customers. You just wanted $1 million for what? To put a deposit on a house?
Yeah.
I don't understand what the $1 million was for. It was so lame. I would ask for $500 million if I was going to do it. Go big or go home. But no, they've apologised. And they were also, a bunch of Optus customers received all these scam texts, right? And then it said, if you don't deposit this much money here, I'll release your information. And it had their information on the text. And then there was a follow-up text saying, nah, I was just fucking with you. I'm not going to do it.
Oh, I'm charmed.
But also, heart and
No, shit bad.
It's terrible.
Terrible.
And if any of our insulators are Optus people, I would imagine you'd be feeling very unsafe. And also, why was Optus holding on to data of people who were ex-customers? Because ex-customers were targeted too. Data they shouldn't have. And data that was accessible without a password, had no encryption on it, was very easily stolen. And so the questions are now being asked of Optus, well, have you still got my stuff? And I haven't been a customer in 5 years. Hectic, I know. What were we talking about? Bill Shorten.
Bit of a branding disaster for them.
So Bill has promised a new approach to the NDIS. So Bill Shorten is in charge of that portfolio.
Yes.
And the NDIS is so fraught and so hard to deal with. But to answer your question, The kind of funding we're talking about is kids who have ADHD often in the classroom require extra assistance. They require maybe a learning aid, or they require different tools, more teachers' time and another teacher, special classes, therapy, whatever. And schools are not given a cent for that. None. So often kids with ADHD are just left behind, or they drop out, or they're disruptive, or they have, it's really bad. So this money would allow parents to fund someone to go into the classroom with their kid, to do therapies, to get the special books, like to get an occupational therapist. That's what this money is important for. And often ADHD is hereditary. So if you've got 3 or 4 kids, probably half of them, if not all of them, have this, and you're having to privately fund all of those kids. Not many Australian families, that's out of the reach of most Australian families. That's why the NDIS funding is important. Also, level 1 autism is not covered by the NDIS.
Yeah.
So we used to call that Asperger's.
Yeah.
So if your kid is level 1, they still require help. They still require occupational therapy and all the other things, but those parents also don't get. So if your kid's ADHD and on the spectrum, my God. And that's why the NDIS funding is important. And so when I'm reading all these comments, the comments, Michael.
Yeah, well, it's probably not healthy to be looking at the comments right now. I can only imagine.
They're soul destroying in that you do start going, oh, yeah, maybe I am being like, maybe I just need to be better. Like, why can't I just fucking get organised? Why can't I just do this shit? And like, and then you have to go, no, things have been really hard. Just stuff like over my life, I can think of the amount of things I have ruined or fucked up or cost a lot of money. Like I rode off 3 cars before I was 21 because I was just reckless. And I often ran out of petrol in the middle of major highways because I...
Well, that's the other thing. People talk about the expenditure, but what we don't talk about is the cost of having, this many unsupported people with ADHD.
It's wild.
Yeah, which would cost billions and billions and billions of dollars in so many different ways that are very hard to account for. I did an interview with a girl the other day from The Guardian who's been looking into how many girls are incarcerated in the juvenile justice system. And there was a study done on them, and 25% of them had undiagnosed ADHD. Yeah. That's really easy to believe.
And they're in there.
And how expensive, how much of a drain is that on public money?
Exactly. So if these kids are getting assistance earlier and parents are getting help earlier through schemes like the NDIS, eventually it will cost us less money as a society and the government less money. But the way, if people who are across ADHD and aware of ADHD are reporting on it, it's great. But those who choose to be willfully ignorant...
Well, it's also like people can, say if you made it about sight, people can accept that people might have vision impairment that for some people, thankfully, does not impact much at all. But then for other people, it can require a hell of a lot of support. And we accept that it's case by case, it's different in the amount of support. But for some reason...
Because it's an invisible disability.
Yeah.
That's why. And anyone who... It's a tough one. And like I said in the speech, we understand depression, we understand anxiety, we understand cancer, we understand deafness and blindness. So it's all very easily... understandable. It's all got its own. But with ADHD, because of the name...
Are you confident that we'll get there like we have with depression and anxiety and everything? I actually am.
Maybe, but a lot of people with ADHD, myself included, still have a weird internalized ableism about it.
Yes.
I still think, is this piss weak? Is this like, come on, mate. But I know it's not. When I really go, no, it's hard. I hope so, and I hope that this gets across the line because I have so many... letters and emails from parents who are really doing it tough with their kid with ADHD or their kids and just don't know where to turn and don't know how to help themselves because they just can't afford it. There's nothing worse than feeling like you're failing your kids when you can see it within your reach a way to help them. It's pretty devastating.
But also, as difficult as this debate, in quotes, is... when you made the speech, one of your main intentions was to put this on the agenda. And, you've literally got the minister for it. Is he a minister?
Yeah.
Minister for it, talking about it, and the lead article of all the national newspapers. And so it is going to result in a national debate, which is going to be horrible in lots of ways. But
I know.
we'll push things forward.
I know, and I hope it does. I don't think I am equipped to take a very big part in that debate.
You've said what you wanted to say.
I will lobby Bill because I know Bill personally. I know Chloe, his wife, better.
Because she's a fabulous dresser.
Correct. Just a fabulous human, full stop. But I am comfortable. I will reach out to Bill personally and just be like, dude, where are you at? What's going on? And what do you need from me? I'll do that. But I'm not going to enter into the public. I'm not going to have a slinging mat or a shit fight with, another radio host that might be, on another, on an AM station thinking this is ridiculous, or I'm not going to do interviews. I get asked every week to go and, chat with various TV shows, and I'm not going to do it because I don't believe I should have to convince people why people like me need the NDIS. I think that's fucking awful.
Yeah, and you're also so comprehensive in what you've said from your... And then beyond that, if you go beyond that, then you need to be speaking to policymakers and to... Which is not...
Not me.
Yeah, it's not you.
No,
You've shared your experience to hopefully provoke all of that, and it has. So I think you are allowed to say, I said it, refer to my speech.
I have.
Yeah.
Please see my speech. But I really hope this happens. And, I don't want anyone to feel like I'm leaving them adrift. I will keep my toe in the pool, but I have to protect my mental health. And I have to be able to be there for my kids and this podcast and my team. And I just know that I don't want to stand with a sword, fly my dragon like Daenerys Targaryen and burn a city down. I can't.
You can't Daenerys it.
But speaking of...
Oh, what a segue.
Mate, this isn't my first fucking rodeo.
No.
House of Dragon.
Yeah.
You finally started watching.
Finally.
This is the story of the Targaryens set, I want to say 200 years before Daenerys, and it's on binge.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm up to date. Just got up to date last night. It's extremely fast-paced. It is double the pace of Game of Thrones.
Thank God.
Game of Thrones moves at a glacial speed.
Winter is coming.
I feel like I never quite consensually watched Game of Thrones. No. Well, I just mean, no, of course I did. But I mean, my husband has always loved it, always watched it. And then at various points I've had my housemate Claire watched it. And so it was always on, and I never missed an episode, I don't think, in the end. But I was sort of always half watching it just because they were watching it. And I was the most annoying Game of Thrones watcher because I was constantly like, what's this land?
Oh,
Who's
you're
that
my
person?
husband.
How does that...
Oh,
hang
my
on.
God.
What? Who are they?
You are the
What are the
worst.
Spanish-looking people? What's happening here?
You are the worst. I hate that.
I know.
Scott does the same thing.
Yeah.
He skates in and out of the room and then will pop his head around and ask a question. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, you haven't earned that. You've got to earn it. You've got to watch it all. You
I
gotta
think
follow the
Adrian
maps.
enjoyed it, although let's not reach out to him for comment.
Well, House of Dragon, look, the main thing for me is it's great, but I'm really having an issue with the wigs.
Wigs are tough.
No, if you have that kind of budget,
Yeah. Oh, look.
surgically implant the blonde hair to the actors' heads.
I
I don't
know.
care what has to happen, but there's only one actor who's
Look.
fully committed, and that's the guy who played Charles in The Crown.
Why on earth would you do something like that to your hair?
He's great.
He is amazing. Damon Targaryen.
Hang on, no, Philip in the Crown.
Philip.
God,
Sorry,
yeah.
Philip. Yeah.
Well, three cheers to that.
Damon Targaryen, the uncle. He is my favourite character. I think he's the best character.
He's amazing.
So, and he only gets better.
Yeah, rebellious.
But he has committed to the hair,
Yeah.
don't you think?
Yes.
Why are wigs hard?
No,
You make TV shows.
I would say he is, I think, a naturally fair person, so that kind of wig sits better on him anyway,
Right.
regardless.
Right.
I think part of the problem with the wigs on this one is, A, the Targaryen look is white. It's like albino. And obviously a lot of people don't have the complexion to really sell that. And then also it's often very straight as well. So those are two aspects that automatically make things look strange. And then in addition to that, I have recently worked on a production where a main actor had a wig, and it's a shot-by-shot proposition. You can get it, you can do all the wig made perfectly, and still, every shot, you need the makeup person there to just make sure that it's sitting right. And if you're shooting, oh my God, I can't even imagine.
I don't care.
No excuse, okay?
They have, one of the most expensive TV. They should have a team of wig fairies, wig masters.
Yes, that's
who
what you
just
need.
Follow them around
Yeah.
at all times. There is no excuse. Like Rhaena, the main character, like the Daenerys.
Yeah.
The back of her wig is constantly lifted, and you can
Yeah.
see. And it's all I watch now. There literally could be a brothel scene, which there is several.
very often.
God, they love a brothel.
They do.
Don't they?
It's a lot more hardcore than the Lord of the Rings show.
Oh my God. I need to go to Lord of the Rings for a break.
But I have to say that watching the first episode, because it sort of begins with the princess who seems quite young. And so, like, I did have a little moment where I think, this is all a bit Disney, isn't it? And then, whoa, okay.
Mate.
Whoa,
and I made
really...
the mistake of sitting down with Odette and Marcella and Scott, and we watched the first episode as a family.
They really like doggy style in this magical world.
There's so much doggy style going on in the opening ep, and we're all sitting there.
Yeah.
And I just had to say it. I said, this is ideal to be watching with mum and dad. Like, we have a pretty good threshold with that stuff because we talk about it. But episode 1 of this series, think about all the sex that went on in that episode. And I'm sitting there with my 15-year-old. Just going, okay. So we've agreed to not watch it together. We now just all separate and watch it. We can watch Lord of the Rings because the elves and the fairies aren't having orgies.
They aren't.
They're just not.
Thank God.
Although I wouldn't mind that. I think it would be a different experience watching elves and fairies have orgies.
Yeah.
I think there'd be a lot of pixie dust.
Sure.
I feel like it'd be gentle.
Yeah.
I feel like there wouldn't be like hair pulling or slapping. I feel like it'd be it would be like a ballet.
A lot of the landscapes, I think, in Lord of the Rings seem better for lovemaking too. Like, it's like a last meadow.
So true.
Whereas in Game of Thrones, you're just in some sort of rocky... There's also the violence is off the charts.
Oh, mate.
Like, if you want to see a skull cracked in, you're in luck.
Every
with blood
episode.
and brains splurting everywhere.
Yeah, so they can nail that. They can nail an entire human skull caving in looking realistic, but we can't get a lace front wig
wigs are
glued
hard.
down.
Yeah, it's
I'm
hard.
sorry. They need to employ some of the drag queens from Drag Race. You never see a bad hairline there.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you do. The young queens. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of hard-fronted wigs going on in this Game of Thrones, and that's all I can think about.
I have allowed myself to look beyond that, and I feel like it's just taken all my notes from Game of Thrones, which was, I want dragons sooner.
Where are my dragons?
Yeah.
Like, this was just like first shot, boom, dragon.
Right.
And I want story to happen faster. Like, there were so many times in Game of Thrones where I'm like, why is she still marching across the desert? What is it? She's been there for 2 seasons now. What? Are we going anywhere? This is like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And also, the big one for me is, can we just nail down on one family, one world? Just let me sit in that, because I can't. I'm getting confused. I can't go everywhere. I'm Scott. Not just in my fashion style. I just can't. It's a lot. It's a big world. And then I remember always watching the credit sequence and going, okay, so yes, there's that world, there's that. Oh God, no, I can't remember it.
Oh, God, you're so old.
I am so old.
Yeah, no, I'm loving it. There's dragons. There's so many dragons. This is what is the most exciting part for me. Every episode there's a dragon. And also, they're just killing everyone. All I'm saying is don't get attached to anyone.
Okay.
Clearly, they want the franchise to be bigger than the actors.
I'm attached to the Australian girl that plays the princess at the
Renee.
start, but I'm hearing that that's only for a few episodes and then she gets transitioned
Aged
to
up.
it. Oh, she was awesome.
She was great.
She did look very young, though. I was a bit worried they were going to make her...
Oh, what episode are you up to?
Oh.
What have you watched?
2. I've only watched 2.
Oh.
Okay. Ooh,
Don't worry
okay.
about
I
it.
don't know how I feel about it.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, okay, well then if you don't know what happens with her and...
Okay,
Yeah,
she's
I'm
got
not gonna
she has a
spoil it.
love interest. She certainly does, and he's
Oh.
quite a handsome fellow.
Yes, him and there's another love interest.
Oh, the chick? No.
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
going to
All
give
right,
it away.
all right, all
Not
right,
going to
all
give it
right, all
away.
right.
For those of you who've seen it, you're like, oh my God. All right, that's it from us. You head off to your day on the set. The Spotify
No,
bosses
I'm actually
are
going
coming
into the
today.
office. Oh, what do you mean?
They're coming to take me out for lunch.
Oh.
You're not here. So they always try to get you too. They want to get their little claws into you.
Oh.
Yeah. how
No, I'm
exciting.
not here. Yeah.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
This is Emsolation.
Thank you, gang. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it as always. Hello to our patrons. If you want to be a patron of Emsolation, you can. There's all sorts of great benefits. You get a personalised birthday message. You get a personalised welcome message. You get to join in on a pre-show live every week. Yeah, you get a live little chat with Michael and I before we record every episode. I mean, if that's not worth the price of admission, I don't know what is. It's just an extra way to support us. And we appreciate all of you. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Emsolation Podcast and sign up for the newsletter. I am off now, as I said, to have lunch with Spotify. Got a special brooch on today and got my hoop earrings in, got my lavender leopard jumpsuit on, you know. I mean, I always dress up for Wednesdays. There's nothing new, but it's, you know, it's nice to just tizzy. I was going to say jizz myself up, but that is not the correct thing. I don't want to jizz myself up. That would be not good. Like it would really it'd feel like covering yourself in egg whites. I used to do that. I used to put egg whites on my cellulite because that's what I used to do. Why am I talking about egg whites? Oh, because of the jizz. Because jizz and egg whites are similar, but are they? I don't know. I'll leave you to ponder, Emsolators. Until Tuesday, my loves, have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Emsolation with M. Rossiano is a Spotify exclusive podcast recorded at Down the Hill Studios, hosted by M. Rossiano with Michael Lucas and sometimes her eldest daughter, Marcella. Executive produced by Benjamin Wasley. Produced by M. Rossiano. Edited by Ezekiel Fenn. With videos by James Henderson. Socials by Marcella Rossiano Barrow. With assistance from Jem Evans, plus cameos from M's dad Vincy. Get the full Emsolation experience by following us on Instagram at Emsolation Podcast. You can also sign up for our weekly newsletter. Join other Emsolators at the Emsolation group on Facebook. The answer is Harry Styles. If you really want to help us out, you could become a patron of Emsolation. Share this podcast with a friend. Give us a 5-star rating and make sure you're following us on the Spotify app by actually hitting the follow button. As always, thanks for listening, and we're excited to chat with you again soon.